Good morning, afternoon, evening, as the case may be, and you're a part of the world. For those who don't know me, I'm Zen Archer. Having my first cigarette and my first cup of coffee this morning. Caribou, baby. That's not caribou, it's instant coffee, actually. It's even worse than home coffee. And anyhow, I just watched, on Bloggerheads, I just watched Morphine's, video about near-death experience and cars and car accidents and stuff like that. And it reminded me of both car accident and my old 78 Torino and my near-death experience. So let me set this up for you. It's 1978. My license is 4 points from being revoked for drag racing. I'm driving a 1968 Ford Torino, not the fastback, the other one. I'll put a picture below. My buddy and I have worked on it every day for years as we changed the engine from the original engine to a 440. So tight, we had to cut the fender wells, and you had to jack up the engine on one side, undo a motor mount, jack up the engine in order to get to the spark plugs. Dual Holley 4 barrels, Hurst shifter, L60 14s on the back, little tiny 13-inch wheels, something like that on the front. Hijackers, which are air shocks in the back, pumped to 150 pounds with traction bars, leaf springs. We didn't have a ram air for the car, so I got some dryer vents and some scoops and bolted underneath the bumper and put those up into the air cleaner to force the air into the air cleaners. So I worked at a parking garage here in Cleveland downtown, and on Sundays we would really have no business. It was Valley Park, so we all had our black jumpsuits with white shirt and a bow tie, and we take your keys and go park your car. So a bunch of us, me and my best friend who drove a Mach 1 Mustang, buddy of mine in a Chevelle, and Hanley always drove a Nova fastback. We're all together, we're working on our cars and we're polishing them up. Now mine, the beauty, was 6 coats of black lacquer. Then we went to the dime store and we got silver sparkle, and we just threw on the sticky paint, and then 3 more coats of lacquer, and we buffed it out. So when it sat under a street light at nighttime, it looked like it was wet from the rain. It would sparkle, even though it was all black. Painted out the back side windows, scratched spider webs with a needle with spiders in them. Black outside, black inside, bull red piping. Slotted discs on the back, Kragers on the front, thrush mufflers. It was a ride. On the street, it was hard to beat. But we got to talking, as boys do, about how fast and bad our cars were. And we decided to put it to the test. So we drove out to this place called Thompson Drag Raceway. And we decided to do it right. We were really going to show my car off. We bought bleach on the way there. We scarfed up the fire extinguisher from the garage, took with us, wore my buddy's black motorcycle helmet, and we went to Thompson. We paid the fee to get in, and we were hoping to get a grudge match, but they wouldn't let us do that first time there. So I had to run whoever I ran. I ended up coming toe-to-toe with a Camaro, and it was looking good. So I get up to the line, I'm waiting for green. Boop, 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 green hits. I floor it, pop the clutch, and off we go. Front end of the car actually felt like it lifted up, and we're moving. Now, when we would cruise the Mickey D's and stuff like that, and I would go to the illegal raceway in Cleveland, they're called Quilly, which was, they had railroad tracks, and exactly a quarter mile there was another railroad track, and we would run the quarter mile there illegally. And in order to get more horsepower, we took off the power steering belt. So if I turn into Mickey D's or something, the steering wheel would would pull. If as long as the car was moving, it was good, but when it was going slow, it would kind of do that. So we head out on the strip, and I got this Camaro, but I've only got it by a car length, and it's all the way to the floor, just about to the end. My left tire pops, and when it does, the steering wheel jerks, and the car flips end for end for end. I remember seeing the horizon go by at least twice. And I land right side up, but the roof on the passenger side is all the way down to where the window would normally start. My side is okay. I survived that. Nothing but a lap belt. Only time I wore a belt was when I was racing. And that was really just to hold me in the seat, because we would go down through the flats, which is a lot of turns and stuff like that, and you'd kind of, so I always wore a seatbelt just to hold me in the seat. And I got out of the car without a scratch. The slotted disc on the back had broken, and the tire and half of the wheel had come off and rolled down the track. So it was sitting on the one side. The left side was down and the other side was down. And I sold the car for $2,500 as it sat. Somebody at the racetrack bought it and towed it away. Rode back with my buddy in his Mach 1. We would have won. No doubt about it. How I didn't take the Camaro out when I flipped, I have no idea. But yeah, and you know, it's funny, after that thing happens, it doesn't hit you then. You know, I was like, wow, what a ride. You know, oh, my car. It wasn't until that evening, watching television, that I started to shake and realized that I came that close to dying. That close. We made a show of it, though. 5 of us out there in our black tuxedo outfits, doing bleach burnouts, jumping the car forward. We made a show of it. That was the last days of the Camaro, the Beauty, or not the Camaro, the Torino, the Beauty. The last days. Before that, my brother and I were racing down Bel Air Avenue. There's a little bump right next to the telephone pole. We were doing 70 mile an hour in a 35. This time against my buddy in the Chevelle. And my brother was riding shotgun. And as we come up and we hit that bump, my tire hit the curb. And we missed the telephone pole by that much. It tapped the mirror as we went by. My brother yelled, "Hey, slow down." I said, "We missed it. Too late now." We won that race. That was a $100 race. We won that. Just boys talking shit about our cars. Anyway, that's my near-death experience, at least one of many. And there you have it. My glory days. Sitting behind the wheel of the Beauty. 1968. Torino. Till next time, as always, this is Zen, saying you be well. And careful out there.